Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today I'm going to do an ATC card, and then I added on the end, I'm playing with watercolor. I'm trying to teach myself how to use watercolor and paint and that kind of thing, so I thought I'd add it on. It was just something I was sitting here doing. In this, first I'm doing an ATC card, and I have so many videos about ATC cards, but I get asked a lot about what to put on top, so I thought I'm going to do this ATC card. I'm going to do a background, use a stamp with paint, which I get asked about, and then draw a little girl on it. So an ATC card is 3.5 by 2.5 all the time. That is your canvas size. Uh, Also, before I start, go to my community post, my community part on my YouTube channel. And on it, you're going to see a poll. I have a question. If you have any questions that you have for me, because I'll be doing a video soon. I have a bunch that people have asked, art and otherwise. So I asked you guys if you wanted to put down any questions for me. I'll add them to my list and then I'll do the video. I'd appreciate it greatly. Again, it's on my community tab. And you can ask as many questions, whatever questions that you want, personal, art, whatever. So I'm using a stamp here, and I'm going to be using the new Pure Pigments from Folk Art, and I am so freaking excited that they started this line. They're Pure Pigments. I'm going to be doing a full video on them, using them probably on a canvas. I'm going to try to film me doing a canvas. So I'm just using it here as an ink, faux ink kind of thing on my stamp there of hearts. And I opened it, I shook it, I opened it, I took that little plasticky thing off, and that's what I used to get the ink because I didn't need a full clear stamp. I just want some of the background. So you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful color of teal. Or no, it's not even teal. What was it? Phthalo green? Yeah, phthalo green. So I keep saying teal, but it's phthalo green. So very, very excited to use these and to have them. So. And now I just stamped on, you know, no big deal, and I'm just drawing it so I can do the next layer. I've been playing a lot with watercolor, so I thought I would do a layer of watercolor on here. You can see I've been playing a lot with my watercolor. I'm going to take some Mod Podge. This is Mod Podge Matte. Of course, use whatever you have. You can use white school glue, decoupage, whatever you have. I'm just putting some on my brown paper here that I'm going to be changing. So I put that, I wet my brush, and I'm picking up yellow. And I'm going to mix this watercolor in the Mod Podge. What it does, a little bit of orange, what it's going to do is it's going to make it more permanent. So when I go on top to do anything, it's not going to keep lifting. And I'm just going to do a wash. You know, I add not a lot of water, but I add water, and then I just mix it around. And then you'll see I'm going to take more Mod Podge that was on that brush and mix it in. I'm going in. And I'm just doing a layer. And I'm putting that on there. You see how it's covering up the white and some of the other colors mixing, making different colors. And now I really liked this look, but what I ended up doing was taking some white gesso with it to push it back a little bit. Now I'm spraying it with water, and look at it like a shrinky dink. Boom, 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 boom. Flattens out because this is just cardstock. And I'm drying it. Now, a lot of times, if you're with me, if you guys have been with me or watched my videos, you guys know I do these backgrounds and then I'll throw color down. You can see I'm using my brush. It has a little orange in it. I don't care. And then I'm just going to go over it a couple times till I get the pushback that I want. Then I wipe it and, you know, the whole thing. But you can leave it bright. You could do whatever you want. And then I'll dry it again. So I want it to be dry before I lay down my face. And I'm going to use a water-soluble pencil. In this case, I'm using Stabilo. Of course, you can use your watercolor pencil, whatever you have. And if you don't have one, use a pencil. Pencil, pen, crayon, marker, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I'm just playing. I'm going to do a cute little face on here. I love doing faces. If you came in my art room and all my books, I have faces everywhere. Depends on my mood. This is a folk art face. This is not a realistic face. So don't get yourself hung up. Just do it. Do a little egg shape and do your face. I don't know. I'm talking there, but since I added the other video in the end, I had to speed this up. I didn't want it to be too long. Do me a favor. I don't know how many of you are actually subscribed to my channel. If you watch me fairly regularly, do me a favor. Will you hit that subscribe button down below? Because believe it or not, like I have probably 60, I think it was 63% or something that are not subscribed to my channel. I mean, and I have a lot of, I mean, I have, Jesus, almost 5 million views. So, you know, that's a lot of people that aren't subscribed. So please subscribe. Just click that subscribe button and then click that bell and you'll be notified when I upload. But if you don't want to click the bell, I understand. But just subscribe to me, please. I'd appreciate it. Like I said, then you can get notified when I used to upload on a regular basis. First I started uploading every day. That got too much. And then it was every other day. And now, because I just really have been struggling, not feeling too well, I just try to do, you know, when I can. So you saw that I had drawn the face and the eyes and all that. So I'm just taking, I did not mix skin color this time. I just used my skin tone from my folk art and I'm going in. And for some reason my phone's going nuts ringing. I'm sorry. It's either my dogs or my phone when I'm recording. So I'm just painting over it. And whatever black is underneath will just mix in. It's not going to hurt a gosh darn thing. And then you're going to see, I blow it dry. And I'm like, you know what? I want that bottom half a little bit more opaque. So I just go in with my finger like I'm using foundation on my face. And you're going to see it in a minute. There we go. There we go. There we go. But you can see generally how, you know, if you're okay with that and that's fine with you, then by all means, leave it like that. I just wanted it a little bit more opaque because I wanted the eyes. I kind of knew the word I was going to use. So I wanted the eyes to be left a little bit, I don't know, grayer, darker. I don't know. In my head, I have a way. I wish at the end I would have went up above the eye a little bit more because it kind of, I don't know. I don't know what I did. But, I mean, you know, overall, I'm happy with it. I can go in and fix it if I choose to, but I don't. I'm going to leave it. So again, just adding that face color down and, you know. I do have a container where I mix a dark color, a face base, and then and then I'll add lighter color to lighten it up. And what I'm saying is, a lot of people say to me, "Why bother doing a background if you're going to cover it up?" And you're going to see when this is done, you still get to see a little bit of that background. Backgrounds for me help get they inspire me. It helps get my inspiration going. It helps get my creativity going. It might start just using gesso to paint in the eye whites. That black will mix with it a little bit and I'm completely fine with that. But I use, you know, I use those backgrounds for so many things. They inspire me what to put on top. They inspire me, you know, just to feel like I'm creating for the day if I'm uninspired. I mean, there's just so much fun in backgrounds. And I know some people leave me comments and say, okay, enough of the backgrounds, please. But, you know, I love doing them. It's my channel. So this is a AC Moore marker. It's like from the Nicole Craft brands. And as you know, AC Moore went out of business. I'm just drawing in, tracing over those eyes and putting in eyebrows, putting in a little nose and a little lips. And then I'll do the chin and all. I think I do it after. I don't know. Maybe I do it now. Who the heck knows with me? And that's all. It's a permanent marker. You know, I use permanent because I'm going to be painting over it. I am now using the, oh, what was this color? Dioxazine purple. And I'm just going in and doing some purple eyes. This color is gorgeous as well. But I got these markers on like clearance at AC Moore. and I bought them, and they're pretty good. They run out of ink fast, but whatever. I use them over acrylic and all kinds of stuff, and so they get a good workout. So they're worth the 60 cents I paid on them. So I put in my purple eyes, and now I'm going to do some Naphthol Crimson for her hair. And this color, again, gorgeous. And I'm just going over it. I don't care that the black is, it just adds dimension in the color. So the water-soluble Stabilo that I'm using, which is black at the moment, it's just going to give it a little bit more depth of the hair. Like I said, not a painting necessarily, and it's not a realistic picture. Just a little folk art girl. And I'm just going in and painting the hair. You could do whatever kind of hair you want. And this is just a traditional Kelly hair. Throwing it down, doing the thing. Now, remember, you can add, when you're doing ATC cards, like some people will leave me a comment and say, this isn't even an ATC card. Why did you even bother doing it? To me, it's an ATC card. Of course, yes, you can use a million different things to build on an ATC card. You can use clay and rhinestones and die cuts and all the things. This is just what this happens to be. You know, for people starting out, this is something that they look at and say, you know what, I might be able to do this. When you look at a more advanced ATC card or complicated, you know, it's hard to break it down. And for people starting out, you know, I've been doing ATC cards for years and years and years. I used to teach them back in the day at a craft place here. Well, it wasn't a craft. It was called Jersey Made, where they sold all art and crafts from Jersey artists. And I would go and teach ATC classes. Loved it. I've done ATC cards for millions of years on here, it feels like. I love doing them. They're little pieces of art. So it's whatever you want to do. I did the purple paint in the eyes, and now I'm just taking a little white gel pen. You can use white paint just to lighten up the sides a little bit. And she's a cute little face. She's a cutie. Now I'm looking for a pen. I know I want to write the word soul searching. Oh, now I'm going in and, yeah, put a little bit, oh, I'm throwing it around. Little pupils, and now I'm going and writing soul searching. I obviously did not think about making sure I spaced it right. I'm horrible. But then I turned it upside down and I just traced it, you know, like some of the lines with the black and then highlighted with a little bit of the white gel pen. Worked fine. The only thing I would have changed, like I said, was the searching word. I would have probably made soul smaller, but hey, what are you going to do? But that's what I did. I put soul searching. I think she came out cute. She came out cute. She's going to sit up here with my butterfly and my creepy and the rest of them I have sitting up here. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel here. And I'm telling you, like, oh, okay, I would have put a little bit more, you know, but she came out cute. I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at all. Now I'm going in with a gel pen and just a little bit more highlights and lightening up and on the words so you could see it better. Obviously, you could see it a little bit better in person than on the recorder, on the video, but not mad at it. And now you can see pieces of the background. You know what I mean? When you look at it, you see the teal and the, I keep calling it teal. You see the phthalo green and the yellows and the oranges and that kind of thing in the background and some of the hearts. So, you know, that's just the way I like to do it. Everybody has their own gig. And yeah, now I'm going to start on my watercolor thing that I was playing with. We'll see how that comes out. I taped it down, but oh, why is she so weird? Like, very slow. Was I just slow? What the? Huh, that's weird. Okay. Just gonna leave it go. I have my, maybe it's just me, my Winsor Newton Travel Watercolor. And when I bought this quite a while ago, years ago, it was very inexpensive, and I could sit, if I'm not feeling well, on the couch or in bed and use this without any big deal. I just have a piece of cardstock that I taped down. I wanted to try taping down, but the mistake I made was I taped it down on a wrinkly piece of brown paper. I'm very new to watercolor as far as painting goes. I use it in my mixed media, but I don't necessarily use it in as a painting avenue, if you know what I mean. So I did on here. I just wanted to play and lay color down and give her some hair. I did at the end add some darker color that I didn't necessarily care for, but I thought, hey, it's my first. I'm going to do like one each day. The kind of same gig, the kind of look that it is. You'll see when it's done, and see if I can improve it at all. You know, and I'm just laying colors down. I have magenta and I have a dark blue, which of course mixes with the magenta and we get a beautiful purple in there as well. I wish, look, hey, if we could go back, right? I would have changed a few things, but like I said, I'm going to continue on tomorrow and do another one. I'm just adding some yellow and a lot of water. And these are watercolor brushes that Plaid has, Folk Art. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I love them. I have to see if they make these. For me, starting out with watercolor, I love them. And I do have watercolor not watercolor markers, watercolor brushes, and you know, from not from Plaid, they're from, oh poop, I don't know. I have to poop. What am I, the 10-year-old little boy? I have to find them and look at what they are. They're from the craft store, you know, where you buy watercolor brushes, individuals. So I think they're rounds. But I love these, like I said, for starting out. No, they really work well for me. So you can see I'm kind of giving her a side do. And those are really the only colors I use for the hair. Yellow, the magenta, a little bit of blue. Maybe a little bit of white to lighten it up. But next time I'm going to use my clipboard, and then I'll tape it on there, and then I'll use my either mixed media paper or watercolor paper. Some people say not to use watercolor paper because it absorbs too much. Other people say use Bristol. Other people say use mixed media. I don't know. This is cardstock. I am cheap and easy, sister, cheap and easy. But next time I'll use like mixed media paper. The next time I'll use watercolor, and then see which one I like the best, you know, in Bristol. So I figure I'll probably maybe do 10 days. Even if I don't get to film it, I'm still going to do it. I don't know if you guys would be interested or not. Let me know down below. Because if not, then I just will do them myself. But I just thought for anybody who might want to try these, you can use your Crayola kids ones. I mean, you're just mixing color. I just want to learn how the paint moves. You'll see I mixed a face color, which I'm pretty happy with. I'm going to play with a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with. And I'm drying it. I want this almost dry so I can move on, because I don't want, when I do the face color, for everything to kind of run into it. I'm using no Mod Podge, no nothing. I'm using just watercolor and water. I do realize that I have to, when I do watercolor, I have to set up my desk differently, which I'm going to do today. Because I can still do my acrylic and all that kind of thing, you know, paint how I normally paint. But if I want to sit and do watercolor, I want to have it set up that I can sit down and everything. Like I need my water next to me. So I'm going to use a different, because I need two water water things, obviously, one to rinse and one to get clean water from. So I'm mixing a deep purple here, which I don't end up necessarily using. The only thing I used it for was to line the eyes, which you'll see. But it's on there, it dried, so I can use it whenever. And I'm mixing a little bit of white. I'm going to do a little bit of skin tone now. Taking a little bit of the red, a little bit of yellow. And then I'm just going to mix it into a skin tone. Now, I think it might have came out a little bit too orange. So I do have to play with it a little bit more, which I will the next video. But for now, you know, I'm pretty happy with it for not ever painting a face with watercolor in this manner. So not seriously, but like I'm sure I probably have played around and done it, but in this capacity of me, like, okay, I'm going to do it today, tomorrow, and see, you know, how I do. I'm going to try to have Dave one day this week, see if I could set up my other camera so I can, because you guys ask about die cutting and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to this week. I don't know, maybe this week or next week. So I'm just drawing out the face, sketching it out with that color that I got there, which is a little dark, but I start laying it in and then I add a little bit of more white. Not too bad for my, you know. I mean, I think this took me 15 minutes. And I think what I'm going to do, this is ridiculous. And if you want to do this with me, I would love it. I would love for us to be able to post our pictures. I'm going to like time myself for like 15 minutes each time. And then the last one I do on the 10th day, I'm going to let it be as long as I need it to be, because I want to learn, like in these first, let's say 9 paintings, I want to learn how to mix the skin tone and learn how to do this and that and the other. So then when I go to do it, it could be all the things that I learned, if that makes sense. And you don't have to do a face. You could do whatever you want. Faces is what I love to do. I mean, I could make a background with these and have a blast. You know what I mean? Which I have a million times. I want to be able to paint things. I want to paint a bird. Just like when I do my charcoal painting, my charcoal and pastels, I love that. So I practice that a lot. So I want to, you know, do the same for this. I'm just going to add a little bit more yellow to her hair. You'll see, I'm just fidgeting around, you know, trying to lighten it up. I wish I would have left a little bit more white, meaning the background in the hair. I did not do that. I wish I would have. And you'll see, I screwed up putting lines, thinking, you know, I don't know, thinking with my acrylic brain rather than my watercolor brain. I'm just using some brown color. Like it's umber or something. I don't know. I wish I knew the colors, names. I don't. But that's where I'm going to go and trace everything out for myself. So I have an idea where to put the lips and the eyes and that kind of thing. I had a lot of fun doing this, so, you know, if nothing else. And you're going to see I screwed up. I taped it, but because it's on the brown paper, it like wrinkled. So when I take the tape off, you'll see I didn't measure the tape. I just put it around. And maybe down the road, I will measure it, make sure it goes on straight and everything like that. But I kind of like I don't know, some of the edges didn't go. I don't know. I kind of dig it. Like the one up in the right-hand corner where it's kind of curved. I dig it. You'll see when it comes off. But see, I'm just doing the eyes. I realized that the face was a little too wet for the brown, for the eyes when I drew it. So it blew out a little bit, but again, I added too much water to my brush. It was a thing. That is one problem I know I'm going to have on here, is waiting for things to dry. And like, even though I hit them with my heat gun or whatever to dry it, you know, you always miss a place. And when you're doing acrylic paints and just playing around and stuff, it's not as, you know, this is watercolor. So when it hits anything with water, it's going to bleed. So those are things I have to pay attention to. And remember, you can sketch out on here. Just because I used a Stabilo, you can sketch on here, on this one with your Stabilo. You can use your watercolor pencil, use a light brown one. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to go over it, so you have the same kind of base color, you know? if it runs or blows out. I'm just doing her eyes green. So you can see the skin color is not too bad for my first, try. We'll see as I go on. That, and I want to play around with different kind of techniques. Their little mouth. I mean, she's cute, right? And then I screw her up. It's all right. Now I'm going around her eyeball with that deep purple. But you see like my arm going up, not even just for the camera, but just, I don't know, it's just not like, I want things to flow. And it's not flowing. I did all right, but like I said, that's how you learn. You got to just keep doing it. I'm not ashamed at my watercolor ability, even though I can't do it very well. I'm okay. Just putting a little bit of the white in the eyes. A little bit in the bottom lip to lighten it up just the littlest bit. Gotta watch with white. I didn't realize it can really make things chalky with watercolor. I mean, it can also with when you're using acrylic paint, but you know. And for those of you watching, Dave's going to be putting up another video today, so keep your eyes out. I think he's putting up today or tomorrow. I have no idea what he's doing, so, but if you're seeing this and all, you know, make sure your notifications are on over for him as well. I'll put his link down below for his channel if you don't know what I'm talking about. And he's much better at art than I am with certain things. And everybody has their thing, right? Emily sits and she does that bullet journaling and stuff, and I just don't have it in me to do it. I want to. I just could care less. She's sitting there drawing little grids and calendars and all this stuff, and that's just her thing. Me, I'm like, just let me put it up on my phone, my calendar. Now you see where I thought like I could put some lines in, but I put it too thick, number one. And it just didn't come out. I should have just left it blown out, I think, and went in with maybe some white gel pen or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the next time. I'm going to have to get out my Kuretake paints next time maybe and use them. Those are the ones Emily and I fight over all the time. Because they're expensive, but I love them. I mean, they're not that expensive, but I mean, I think they're like 30 for the, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 16 pack. I don't know. Again, I got those off Blitsy years ago, and you'll see when I use them, they're pretty used. Like these ones, I mean, I use them. Now I want to use them, you know, in paint. Now I'm just adding. It's very peaceful with watercolor. I don't know why. And I'll go in again with that color for the purplish color for her eyes. Yeah, her pupils and all. And to line her lips a little bit. That's all. I hope you enjoyed watching these. I figured I'd put them both on here and do a voice over, so, you know, you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm disappointed with the way it leaked through, but I understand why it did, just because of what I'm on. But I love up in that one corner where it's, you can see the curve of the hair. I really appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think of this. Any watercolor artists out there, any tips you can give me? Oh, I'd appreciate it. And please don't forget to go check out my community tab. I'd appreciate it greatly. And yeah, if you guys want to do this with me, I'd appreciate it. I'd love it. I would love it. You could post it in All Things Creative group. You can post it. I think you could post, I don't know if you could post pictures. Where, can you post them on YouTube on my community? I don't know. You have to check it out and see. Now you can see I'm just going with my marker and adding pupils. Now the nice thing with watercolor, I'm not going back in to fix it, but like that big purple line, like a part, which was my goal for that, I can go back in and kind of blow that out even more. But I'm not going to touch it because I want to know, you know where I'm at. Anyway, as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. If you're not already, please, please, if you watch me on a fairly regular basis, subscribe. Please, I really appreciate it. And that's it. I love you guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And yeah, just be kind. Be kind. Be kind. There's so much ickiness out there. I can't stand it sometimes. All right, guys. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.